Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Fist Bump High Five. I'm Tom Thakkar, comedian and HR aficionado. And if you don't believe me, drink in this bad boy. Huh? That's right, it's my Teamwork Makes the Dream Work t-shirt. And it's just one of many in my extensive collection of team building paraphernalia. I also have a pretty impressive gallery of aspirational business posters. Listen, I know what you're thinking. You're looking at me and you're listening to me talk about loving HR, and you can't help but wonder, what nationality is this guy? It doesn't matter. Obviously, an HR show should feature an ethnically ambiguous guy. That way it stays consistent with all the stock photos on career sites. I mean, you're all in the people business. You're naturally sensitive to different ethnicities and cultures, but I'm a bit of a conundrum, right? Vaguely ethnic, but you're not sure where I'm coming from. Happens to me all the time. For example, one time I was walking down the street and a guy yelled out at me, "Go back to Guatemala!" He said Guatemala. That is so specific. It's almost impressive. It's like a racist Hail Mary to throw, you know? Right about then is when I could have used an HR professional, I'd say. I wish there was HR for real life, so you could be a resource for a literal human like me in a conflict. You guys police those sort of things, don't you? I'm not from Guatemala. I am half Indian, in case you're trying to guess. That's right, half Indian. Sometimes when I tell people that, they'll say this fun thing where they go, "Oh, half Indian, huh? Feather or dot?" Yeah, feather or dot. What a fun, flirty way to marginalize two cultures with two words. What racist efficiency, right? Like, I want to be racist, but quick. I got stuff to do. I'm a racist on the go. Pop quiz, hotshot, feather or dot. Keep it moving. See, that's why I'm such a fan of what you do. I mean, as HR people, you kind of all get lumped into the same category too. People have this preconceived idea of who works in HR. They think you're all the same. Just like Indians, the feather ones and the dot ones. By the way, I am a dot. I know it's bothering some of you. It's fine. Yeah! They miss all the subtleties and variety across the industry, the different roles and responsibilities, how vital you are to building the right team. You're underappreciated. That was especially true last year, which is what brings me to the point of this show. Fist Bump High Five is all about acknowledging your contributions and value. I had a few other ideas for what to call the show. Frankly, I struggled a bit to find the right one. What about tough humans under grotesque strain? No, that's no good. Maybe there's one that spells out talent. Totally awesome. Leaders embracing the new normal together. That's too many ends. Shoot. How about hugely excellent recruitment professionals in extreme situations? I kind of like that one. Yeah, so clearly Fist Bump High Five was the winner. It just fit, especially with how things played out last year. There are definitely other gestures that come to mind when you think about 2020, which brings me to the point of this inaugural episode, which I'm calling WTF, WFH. COVID-19 threw an elephant-sized wrench into everything last year. And who had to try and fix most of what broke? You did! Who had to deal with the life or death consequences of your company's choices? You did! Who had to try and figure out how to keep paying and, frankly, just keep as many people as possible? Ding, ding, ding! You did. You had to figure out how to shut down offices to keep everyone safe while somehow keeping everything together. Work from home got real quick. Suddenly, you found yourself in the middle of a critical board meeting when you were interrupted with a question from Ben in customer service, wondering if he could use his Alienware gaming laptop to handle support cases using his personal Gmail account. Would that be okay? What do you think, Ben? Would it be? So much for your original 2020 plan and transformation projects. They were out the window. Your life became dealing with questions like, what qualifies as work pants? Every 5 minutes. You're a firefighter, counselor, and apparently a magician, since everybody seems to think you can just pull solutions out of a hat at a moment's notice. You were expected to plan for every possible scenario. Office open, office closed, cash, no cash, grow, or shrink. You were playing 4D chess in the middle of chaos. And I just want you to know that I think you're awesome. In fact, I'm going to change my t-shirt in your honor. That's right. You're on Team Honey Badger because you're fearless. It doesn't matter how big the challenge is. You're going to run at it. You don't care. Case in point, not only did you have to figure out how to manage a remote workforce, you had to do all of that while making the transition yourself. You probably haven't thought about clothes this much since you were in high school. Have you noticed that the concept of business casual has seriously devolved into work pajamas? I mean, if you just glance around the screen on your Zoom calls, you know what I'm talking about. There's that one person that you're like, are they still in bed? Like, what room are they in? Did I just hear toilet flush? All of a sudden, you're creating dress code policies that include phrases like any visible portion of the body or parts that fall within the visible frame of the camera. Probably didn't see that coming. I mean, who thought you'd need to provide guidance on business casual Zoom backgrounds? Crazy! Then came all the questions about productivity. Leadership wanted to know how you'd monitor employee activity. You're like, I'm just trying to get Barb to stop eating cereal during the morning manager's meeting. It's not so much the cereal, it's when she starts slurping up all the extra milk. Have some self-respect, Barb. And Ted keeps running to the bathroom. Just slow down on the coffee, Ted. This wasn't a problem when we were meeting in a conference room. Come on! The point is, you made it work, despite all the WTF moments that remote work threw at you, because that's what you do. That's your superpower. You know, there's no E, O, I guess a second E, or an S in HR, especially since it's an abbreviation. But I say there should be, because that spells heroes, and that's what you are. That should be a t-shirt. And with that, I'm sending you all virtual fist bumps, high fives, and for good measure, one resounding hells yeah! I'm Tom Thakkar. I'll see you next time.